This is Maria Stewart, and this is my final for Achieving College Success, a presentation about my aha moments for the semester. So the biggest and the first thing for me was asking for help. That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Remembering that I don't have to do everything myself. I'm really bad about that. I grew up in a home where as kids we were expected to just take care of ourselves for everything, for meals, for schoolwork. I was homeschooled and my mom left a lot of the expectation for my sister and I for our schoolwork just up to us to get it done and make it happen when it needed to be and to know when that was. And it's taught me a lot of good skills, but it's also kind of subconsciously taught me that I can't ask for help and that others aren't necessarily willing to help me. I just need to figure it out by myself. This class has really helped me to discover that and to start the process of trying to correct those beliefs so that I can remember and understand that we're all pieces of a bigger picture and that the world needs everybody. I have something to offer, but I also need to remember that others can help me, that I am not responsible to do everything by myself. I am responsible for me, but that doesn't mean I can't ask for help. The second thing that stood out to me a lot was the wise choices process. And this is something I've kind of used for years, not with so many steps, but it's helped me a lot throughout my life, make decisions about things and find, as my mom always put it, the good, better, best of situations. So for instance, if I have an event that comes up that I really want to do and I also have, say, a homework situation that I procrastinated and I put it off and now I have an assignment due that same night, I have to decide, first of all, what I want, how important different things are to me, how important the event is, how important the homework is. I have to have those choices initially, so if I never have choices to make, I would never have to make a decision. And then I have to kind of weigh out the outcomes of the choices. Sometimes that, for me, looks like making a list of pros and cons. I've done that a lot of times throughout my life. Things that, what's good about it, what's bad about it, and then weighing them, looking at them together and figuring out. For instance, right now while I'm trying to get my degree, schoolwork might be the most important. But if it was just a class I was taking for the fun of it, maybe an event that is important for somebody else in my life or something like that might take priority over the schoolwork that doesn't have to necessarily be done. But then once I make a choice, I have to commit to doing it. And I'm pretty good about keeping my commitments. I always have been. I've had this drive and this motivation that once you make a commitment and a choice, that you don't back down towards it. And it can also be a detriment because I don't back down, and sometimes that means not taking care of me. But that's a whole different ball game. And then you have to look at it and evaluate. So if you were taking, say, doing a 32-day commitment, at the end of the 32 days, you'd want to look at it and see if you improved or if you didn't, what helped you, what didn't help you, what you can do better for next time, because there's always something we can do better. All right, and then the third thing I have is self-sabotage. And this is something that I didn't realize I was so bad about, or that I did to myself as much as I do. But what we tell ourselves is really what we begin to believe and what we even see from others when we are trying to process like situations and how others treat us or things like that. I kind of have a tendency to think kind of poorly of myself sometimes and believe that I'm not enough. And that's something that I am actively working on changing now that I have realized it, because I know it's been to my detriment a couple times. I have a tendency to assume that like I'm the problem. If somebody gets mad, and it has like directly relates to me, that it was something I did, that they're mad at me, that it changes how they view me or whatever, and that's not usually the case. So I'm getting better about learning to displace myself from the situation and look at it a little more logically and process it different instead of thinking that maybe they're mad at me. I mean, obviously seeing what maybe I could do better if I did cause any sort of problem, but also knowing that life is bigger than just me and not everything is directly my fault. Our unconscious forces really guide what we do all the time, and if you don't learn to kind of understand what those are and realize basically what you're telling yourself about you, you'll never be able to fix it. This is something that, like I said, I didn't realize I did it as much as I do until this class, and so I am so grateful for this class and everything I've learned. Going into it, I kind of had the belief and the feeling that, why do I need to take this class? I've already passed college classes. I've already gotten A's in college classes. Like, I do not need this class. But I am forever grateful that I took this class. It has been a wonderful thing for me. I've learned so much about myself, and I'm just grateful for the experiences and the things that I've learned, the things that I know about me now that I can now work to actively correct so that I can be a better version of me. Thank you.